Hello, and welcome to another segment of Radioactive Rant. I am your host, Lawrence Odie. And, when I was in the military, my job was taking care of the barracks. Now, some people have odd ideas of what barracks really means. So let me put it in a way that you can understand it. The barracks were like a hotel, okay? Some of them were 7 stories, had 1,000 people that lived there. We had 2 of those. And the other ones were a little bit smaller, 3 stories, 400, 500, 600 people lived in those. And then there were transit barracks, okay? But these are hotels, okay? 3 people to a room. And one day, and what I did was, from checking people in, hotel stuff. If there was theft, drugs, or assault, or things of that nature, criminal things, or when Naval Investigative Services, that's what it was called, time had to show up. That was my job, to let them in. If somebody was smoking dope and it got out into the corridor, and the base police came, the master at arms, that was my job, to go up there and let them in, because I was the keeper of the keys. In fact, on my patch as mess management specialist, there are keys. I was the keeper of the keys. One day I lost the keys. Okay? Now you imagine, I can't remember how many rooms were in this. This was a low rise. It was 3 stories. Let's see. 1, 2, let's say 8 rooms to story, housing 3 people each. Do the math. I'm not doing it. I suck at math. Okay, so one day I lost the keys, master keys. Now this is the keys to everything. It's keys to the office, keys to the gear lockers, okay, equipment lockers, electronics, not to mention the rooms of the enlisted people, because these were enlisted barracks. I lost the keys. People, I was in trouble. Okay? Luckily for me, I found those keys. The whole set of master keys. Can you imagine? You've got a whole building, 3 stories. You have no access to those buildings. Anything could go on. Homicide could go on. Forget homicide. Somebody could be hurt, have a heart attack. You don't have the keys. So the locksmith has to have a rush. There's a rush on this, a rush order, and all those keys have to be replaced. People, I'm fucked. Okay? Now, how do I know this? I mean, I found the keys. How do I know that I was screwed? Let me tell you a little story about this kid I knew, Harvey, on USS St. Louis. Mess management specialist. They call it, it's a different thing now. I was a cook. And, when you had the duty, okay, you had the keys for the night. Anybody, an officer, could need to eat. Anybody could need to eat. I used to let my friends come in and offshore, when we were ported in places like the Philippines and Singapore, and if I had the duty, I had to be there. And, my shipmates would come in all drunk and shit, and they'd want to eat. And they'd come to me, and, hey, Odie, can we get the galley? And sometimes I'd let people take the keys. And sometimes I'd go down and I'd turn on the grill and fire up, some vittles for my shipmates. Well, Harvey lost the keys. Harvey had the watch. Harvey lost the keys. Let me tell you what happened to him, ladies and gentlemen. Harvey was made to stand all night until the end of his watch, which was the next day, with his finger in the lock hole, in the hasp, okay, where the lock would go. Then they drummed him out of the military. People, they court-martialed Harvey out of the military for losing those keys. Okay, now not to mention that the command hated Harvey, because Harvey was Japanese, Hawaiian, or Japanese Filipino, and the head of the command was Filipino, and they hated Harvey. So this was a reason, but he got court-martialed. Okay, the hate aside and the race aside and the political, if it was a racially motivated act, forget that. I still would have been demoted, served time, and then I would have had probably a general under honorable conditions. Because what they're calling it is negligence of duty, extreme cost of money and inconvenience to lease. I mean, we're talking about really severe stuff here. The keeper of the keys is the keeper of the keys. The keeper of the keys, not the loser of the keys. Okay, so this is my point of this fucking rant. How the hell you gonna show up as a cop and shoot and kill somebody, and then when you're asked why was your video cam, your dashboard cam not on, and you get to say, I forgot? People, do you get this? Losing the keys is, it could be, for all intended purposes, a severe thing, an outcome. Somebody could die. But when you show up and you shoot somebody and you're supposed to have that video camera on so the prosecutors and state witnesses and everybody else, the court, the jury, the grand jury, can see what the fuck you did, and you get to say, I forgot? People, that's negligence of duty. And you can't tell me how come that bitch down there in fucking Oklahoma isn't fired. She got what? Administrative leave. That's what she got. Administrative leave for being negligent of duty.